So a few weeks ago on a Saturday, I booked a room to go to Portland, Oregon. I've been booking this room. I booked it 4 times in a row because I'm going down there for medical reasons. So I booked it again because I need to go down there Monday for my appointment on Tuesday. After I got done booking it, I pulled up the voucher, and the voucher said ME, and the address was different. So I says, what the heck? Well, found out they booked me in Portland, Maine. The website did. So I tried to immediately get a hold of super.com to get this corrected because, that Maine is a long ways from me. And I couldn't get a hold of anybody. And I tried phone numbers. I tried the chat. I tried, finding anything to get a hold of them. Finally, I found you guys. So I, filled out the information on your site. You guys sent them an email. You guys tried to get a hold of them. And nothing. There was just nothing, right? So I'm like, okay, it doesn't look like anybody's there. So I said, well, I guess I have to wait till Monday. So Monday rolls around, and I try to get a hold of him. At first, I couldn't get a hold of him. Now I'm in my car on the road, and I finally get a hold of somebody on the chat. And I tell him my circumstances. I tell him what's going on. Oh, and I did call the hotel Saturday night. I called the hotel, and I says, look, I got booked in Portland, Maine. It was supposed to be Portland, Oregon. And he goes, well, I can't help you because you went through a third party, but get a hold of third party, have them call us, and we'll get it resolved. So I said, great, no problem. So Monday, when I finally get a hold of them and I tell them my problem, they say flat out, there's nothing I can do about it. I says, wait a minute. I says, the hotel says all you have to do is call them and they can fix it. No cancellation. We can't do nothing. And I'm like, but the hotel said they could fix it if you call them. And they said something about third party, and I don't quite remember what. So I said, well, then if you're not the third party, who is? No answer. Hello? No answer. It's like they just hung up on me. That was it. The end of the conversation. So I said, well, I've got to have a room. So I turn around, and I'm on the road. Luckily, my husband's driving, and I book another room in Portland, Oregon. I get down to Portland, Oregon, and they say, well, we don't have you registered. And I said, what do you mean you don't have me registered? I just booked it 2 hours ago. Well, we don't have your name. So I get on the computer, and I says, don't tell me this happened again. Sure enough, this is exactly the same thing happened. Booked me in Portland, Maine, not Portland, Oregon. Now, I've been doing this for years, okay? Twice this happens, the exact same thing. So I get on with, I think, Expedia, and I get on the chat, and I says, look, this is what happened, blah, blah, blah. And I says, no problem. He says, now, hold on. He says, I can't make any promises. But I will call the hotel and see if I can get it transferred. So he says, so stay on the chat. Don't close it out. So I'm waiting for him. He's calling the hotel, which is exactly what the hotel told me. And he gets back on the line. It's maybe 5 minutes later. He says, I couldn't get it transferred. He says, but I did get you a refund. He says, so everything's being refunded. You're not being charged for anything. So you can just rebook it. So within 5 minutes, the whole thing was resolved. Exact same issue, exact same everything, exactly the same. The only difference is this company took care of it within 5 minutes, and the other one refused to even call the hotel. So I ended up booking through the hotel. I was right there. I said, I'm booking through them because I don't know what's going on with the internet, because if you have it happen twice, something's wrong, and it booked me exactly in the same place. So how do I go from putting in Portland, Oregon, saying, yep, that's the hotel I want, and then it books me in Portland, Maine, which is clear across the country. Not once, but twice. So Super refused to do anything at all. Nothing. I've got a complaint into their legal department. I sent them a complaint to the customer service. And now I'm complaining to you. Because if this company refuses to do anything to help you when sounds like a glitch in the computer, it's not like I was canceling it. I wanted it in Portland, Oregon, not Portland, Maine. That's it. And they refused to do anything to help me. I called them and I was sat there on hold a good, I think finally 30 minutes. I says, well, nobody's answering this phone. I mean, they do their little music thing and they have you on hold. And, after 30 minutes, it's like, not many people are going to be calling at 9, 10 o'clock at night, So finally I hung up. And then you guys had actually, or I sent an email through you guys. And you guys emailed me back and says, well, we haven't had a response yet. So, I was getting more responses from you guys than I was them. And so, the customer service there, number one, is awful. Over the weekend, don't even bother. Don't book anything on the weekends because you won't get anything. I think when I was scrolling through their website, they shut off customer service at like 5 o'clock in the afternoon on a Friday. So you're not going to get anything. And then they don't open back up until 10 o'clock Monday. So no customer service. And then if you've got a problem, they don't want to help you. So, if you want to take your chances with them, if everything goes smooth, I guess it's okay. But to save an extra $10, I don't think it's worth the hassle. Personally, I don't think it's worth the hassle. Because I want people to be aware out there of what is going on. You get online and you hear a lot of, complaints, right? You read a lot of complaints about this product or this service or that service. And you don't really even know, well, is that person really working for this company and wants people to believe that? You don't really know that. So I'm doing this because this is a real issue. It's a real problem. It's not me making up a story. I'm not making up a story at all. I've used a lot of different, I've used Expedia, I've used Priceline, I've used Book.com. I've used all these services. And I have never come across this issue, ever. And so people need to be aware that this particular company, what they do, how they handle and resolve things. They also if you try to get customer service, not just because it's the weekend, but even when I finally got a hold of them on Monday, it was like 20, 30 minutes before I got anybody. So customer service is really slow when you get them, which I find is a real irritation too, because, I got things to do. I don't have time to sit around and wait for them to decide to answer the phone or chat with me. So the customer service is not good. And, I want people to be aware this is not just somebody, making up stories. This is real. That I'm a real customer with this real issue. And maybe if they see it, they'll realize that, oh, okay, so maybe I don't want to use that service. So that's why I decided I would do this. Is really, I want people to be aware that this is going on. And I don't know how many other people ran across this. Like I say, this is the first time I've ever had a problem booking, you know, something from one state and it going to another. I've never had that happen before. So that was bizarre for me.